Hello and welcome to Tarot Sherpa. I'm Christine, and today I will be doing a reading from The Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid. So as you can see here, I have my deck divided into two piles. I have my major arcana over here shuffled. I have my minor arcana over here and shuffled. So the spread that I'm going to do today has a couple of positions in it that require just input from the major arcana. And then once I lay those cards out, I will then incorporate the major arcana into the rest of the deck, and then we'll do the rest of the spread. The spread is called Through the Shadows, and it is in a book by Barbara Moore called Tarot Spreads, appropriately enough. I will put the information about the book in the description box below if you're interested in Barbara Moore's work. So this is the Through the Shadows spread. So our first card is going to be from the major arcana. Now this spread is based on the characters and elements in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith moon card. So our first card down is going to represent the moon. What is reflecting back the truth? What is the light in this situation? What is reflecting the light? All right. So what is reflecting the light is the High Priestess. So we have our High Priestess here, our inner self, our inner knowing, our inner truth is reflecting back this light. So I did a couple of readings earlier this week using a couple of Radley Valentine decks, and both of them were about change. They were about moving forward into something new. There was a lot of Fool energy going on in each one of the readings. And so I wanted to do this is like, okay, well, how do we move through these shadows? How do we move into this change? And one of the outcomes was a High Priestess. One of the self cards was a moon card. So kind of using this reading to wrap all of the readings for this week together. We're going to start with the High Priestess as who is reflecting, or the part of ourself that is reflecting back the truth of the sun. And we know what that is. We know what that is. All right, I'm going to pull one more card from this, but we're not going to look at it just yet. We're going to look at that last. So now I will reincorporate my major arcana into the minors. We'll give them a few good shuffles, so there's a good chance that we can get some big guidance, as our major arcana are typically our major muscle movements in life. These are our big changes, our big events, and the minor arcana are typically just the how you get from day to day. A couple more shuffles. Want to make sure that we've got a really good incorporation here. One more. So our next card up is what's our deepest inner fear. We have our inner knowing right there. What's the inner fear? What is the inner fear? The inner fear is the Queen of Fire. So Queen of Fire can be a really great character to have in your corner. If the Queen of Fire believes in you, man, you are good to go. The Queen of Fire is a passionate, nurturing cheerleader for others. It's a person who really helps motivate people to believe in their dreams. But if this is a fear, then there is a concern that you're not going to get the backing that you need from other people. You're not going to get the support from other people. And maybe there's a sense of insecurity within yourself. Wow. Yeah, I realize I need to move out on my new dream, but is this really the time? Am I really the person? There's a lot of doubts and concerns. So, all right, that's your inner fear. That's your inner fear. But what's out there that's holding you back? What's out there? So the dog, if you recall in our moon card, you've got moon, and then you've got your lobster, your crawfish down at the bottom, which represents the fears, and then you've got the dog and the wolf baying at the moon. So we're going to look at the dog first. Hierophant. A little worried about bucking tradition. So there's some tradition, there's some expectations perhaps that you've got that other people, or that you feel from other people, whether it's real or not, it's certainly perceived. What else? What else? What is our wolf? 8 of air. Now, if you think of 8 of air being kind of like an 8 of swords being, you know, not knowing where you're going, feeling restricted, not being able to move forward, although you are not bound to any course of action. You don't have to stay where you are. You can move forward. Your feet are able to take step after step after step, and maybe it's tiny steps. But don't fear small beginnings. Great things start small. The tremendous oak starts from an acorn. So maybe there's a fear of being small, thinking small. Maybe you're thinking small because you're afraid. What is the light for our path? What is the light? How do we get away from this fear of disappointing other people? What is the light? So the first tower of light is Ace of Water. Ace of Water, beautiful little seahorse with a pearl. So our first tower to light our way is this idea that we love. We love this idea. You've got something in mind that you are really excited about. You're getting a lot of emotions, and you really want to grab onto it and just, you know, drink from this beautiful cup of life. You are emotionally charged to do something new, to go into a new direction. And you know what that is. You know what this is for yourself. But you're emotionally ready for it. What else lights our path? What else? What else lights the path? 10 of Earth. A sense of success. So 10 of Earth is something that is very complete. It's complete success. It's holistic success. It's very manifested in Earth. It's success with people. It's success with business. It's success with time well spent. Money's coming in. There's abundance. There's resources. There's magic. Everything is coming together. So that is the other tower that you have lighting your path. Yes, it starts small, and it may be not what other people expect you to do, but it's something you're passionate about and something that has real potential for success. And you believe in its potential, and that's lighting your path. So we'll get to our final card, the one we've been waiting for. What is the nature of the path that you're meant to go on? Love. Love. Now this is in the same position of lovers, and while it certainly can mean a romantic love, and maybe this means that somebody you've had an interest in, that it's time to express that interest, or it can mean something that you love to do is now meant to be an activity that you manifest money from. So it could be relationship, it could be business, it could be really what's more into their life than your relationships and your business. It is mostly what people come to the tarot to find out about. But it could also be spiritual. It could be, you know, you're thinking about taking on a different spiritual path, and while you've felt bound to kind of keep doing and thinking about things the way that you've always thought, maybe that idea that, wow, I would just really love to go to a new conference and learn something new and try a different angle, and maybe that's what you need to be doing. So let's look at what the affirmation for love is, because this little booklet is designed not so much to teach the tarot, but it is to give some positive affirmations. So let's look at love. Love and oneness is the subtitle for this. In all of life, There is only the illusion of separation. In fact, we're all reflections of one another. Go back to the beginning where we were talking about what reflects the truth. What's inside is reflecting the truth. And what this comes to is we are reflections of one another. When we make choices, we tend to see things as either or. What if every choice we made was about an experience, a sharing, or an exploring? When we see the unity in all things, magic abounds. Love is all around us. Spirit loves us unconditionally, and we can give and receive abundant love. So, reading the words of Colette Baron-Reid, I believe that this is probably a relationship reading out there for somebody. That it may be time to make a choice in a relationship direction. Maybe you've hesitated for whatever reason to express your affinity for someone, or to take a relationship to another commitment level, whatever that is, and you know what it is. Back to our High Priestess, and you may have been afraid that you might not have gotten a good feedback from the other person, and it may go against tradition, but there's something that you feel and you need to express. Tell me more about this Queen of Fire, please. 10 of Water. So this leaves some questions in my mind, because, you know, fears can be very rationally based. If you're talking about a relationship, is the other person free and clear to receive a relationship? Are you free and clear of other relationships in order to pursue something? What kind of relationship are we talking about? Are we talking about a mentor-mentee relationship? Are we talking about a romantic relationship? I mean, with love in the middle here, I'm kind of thinking we might be dealing a little bit romantically. So in order to gain a little more insight on what this fear is down here of this Queen of Fire, of not being supported, and the clarifier is 10 of Water, who is our little Chinese happy man. I call him that because my grandmother had a very small statue of a Buddha just like this on her dresser my entire life, and that's what she called him, the Chinese happy man. Good memories. In this context, 10 of Water means a very happy family situation. So the other person may already be in what looks like a very positive relationship, and you may not want to rock that boat. Where do we go with this? Where do we go with this? What are you going to do about this? Let's do some action cards, please. King of Air. Time to be logical. Queen of Water. There's a certain amount of intuitiveness and emotional support. 8 of Water. Walk away. Okay. So it looks like that you're looking into a relationship, or you're have a personal interest in somebody who is really not available. This person is already involved in a relationship, and it's happy, it's complete. They're not looking for someone else. And I'm guessing their relationship is probably quite traditional, and you feel that it would be intrusive. So we've got the Hierophant tradition on one fear, that was our dog, and the inability to move forward on something, or the fear of moving forward, or the uncertainty about moving forward in the Wolf. So what what you need to do about this is embrace logic. And these are logical fears if we're talking about being interested in somebody who's already off market. Approach it with logic, but approach it with compassion. Queen of Water here. It doesn't mean that you have to cut this person out of your life entirely. You can be emotionally supportive of this person without being directly in a relationship. And even though you're in the mindset that a relationship with this person would look really good, some things that look good, you still have to walk away from. Yeah, 8 of Water. Moving away. And that's okay. Not everything that we're in love with necessarily is in love with us. Which is a difficult position to be in. It's difficult to want to pour your heart into something that's already full. And that's what this is saying. This person already has a full heart. Anything on timing? Queen of Earth. Yeah, this just is what it is. This is Queen of Earth kind of energy. This is, you know, timing, change, what's going on with this. This is Queen of Earth. And she's kind of set in, there's a certain amount of benevolence, but it is what it is. So not without compassion. There's a lot of feminine receptive energy here, but a lot of fire, a lot of earth. Not a lot of fire, just some fire, but it's in that other person. And that other person may be on fire for something else, but we've got water. There's some emotions here, some excitement. But in the grounding of things, you've got to ground logically. So sort of reminds me a little bit of the story of Dante and Beatrice. If you're familiar with Dante Alighieri, who wrote the Divine Comedy, one of his great inspirations in life was a woman named Beatrice. But in reality, he and Beatrice were not ever in any kind of relationship. They both were acquainted with each other because they moved in the same higher level social circles in Italy, but each were married dutifully to the people that they were assigned to be married to, in that marriages were all very orchestrated. They were arranged. You didn't get to marry just whoever you wanted because you loved them. So he kind of loved Beatrice from afar for his whole life, and she was his muse. But they both stuck with their traditional relationships and did what they ought to. There wasn't like some big courtly love scandal. No. They were just doing what they had to do to be who they needed to be for other people. We don't even really know if Beatrice felt the same way about Dante, or if it was just all on Dante's part, where he had this kind of limerent relationship with Beatrice. We don't really know this. It's not in the literature. It didn't survive. But what did survive is that there was a lot of love and compassion there. And that's a good thing. All right. All right, so for those of you who are in a relationship or looking at a relationship, but the other person's already got a full dance card, be logical, be grounded, be compassionate. Okay? Good luck. Thank you for watching.